Hi, I'm Ramchandran. I study math and computer science in BITS Goa. So my GSAC project is under a Julia Opt organization where we develop optimization packages. So for the past couple of days, you would have heard optimization a lot, but usually in the sense of compilers and GPU and CPU processing. But what I'm going to be talking about is actually mathematical optimization. So let me just give you a quick review of what mathematical optimization here means. So we're going to be dealing with convex optimization, and convexity really has three levels of understanding. One, the first level, the sets. So you can see there a diagram. So if the line segment between 2 points in the set is within the set, then the set is convex, and that's as simple as it comes. And the second level is the function, and an upward looking curve is a convex function. These are not technical descriptions, but they paint a good picture. And the third level is where we are going to be talking about is optimization problem. So convexity is like a property of the optimization problem. So you can see that there are two figures here. The first figure is a function, and the second figure is also a function, but you can see a huge difference in the way the gradients will progress as you go across the coordinates. So you can imagine that if you want to minimize the function, the first one would be a lot simpler to minimize. You just have to start at any point and then use the standard gradient descent. And every time you go down, you know that you're going down and you're going to go eventually converge to the actual solution. But in the second function, you can see that there might be a lot of traps and local minimas. And so that's the whole point. So you need if the function is convex, you know how to solve it. We have reliable algorithms. So this is the definition of a convex optimization problem. It builds on convex functions. So linear programming. So most of us would have come across linear programming and probably even in school. So this linear programming is an optimization problem where the functions are affine, or that is to say that it depends linearly on the variable and plus a constant. So I've given a sample linear programming problem over here. So for those of you who are mathematically oriented, you can even see the matrix formulation. The thing is, if I feed this problem with a modeling language like convex.jl or jump, the solver is usually going to just take it immediately and apply the algorithm that it always has. But you can immediately observe that this problem actually has a lot of redundancies. Like you can solve the problem by just looking at it. So let's solve the problem by looking at it. So you see that there's a first constraint says x1 equal to 1. Well, great, it's already done. We know what x1 is. The second constraint, the third constraint says x4 equal to 5. So great, we already know what x4 is. And using these two constraints, you can also actually even determine x2. So what is actually left then? So essentially, we only have to minimize x3 subject to the bounds that it's between 0 and infinity. So that's actually a much simpler problem. So what my work is going to be is to finding all these redundancies. Of course, this was the most simplest possible redundancy in the most simplest use case. But imagine the same thing scaling up to thousands of variables and thousands of constraints, and the solver is just, maybe I can remove thousands of redundant constraints too. So I'll be making the solver's job a lot easier. So this is a software description of the process that's going to be happening. So there are two layers basically. There's a modeling layer where the user interacts with the modeling layer and says, please make this problem for me and solve it. And there's a solver layer where internally the problem is fed to the solver and the solver reports back the solution. So I'm going to be working right in the middle of the modeling layer and the solver layer. So you can see there are two things over there, two boxes, pre-solving and post-solving. So that's where my code will be. So my code will be processing the problem input that is being given by the user. It will modify it, identify the constraints, remove it, and feed it to the solver. So why should we make pre-solve? So the current existing software is proprietary, and if it's not proprietary, it's not efficient. And they're not even implementing all of the routines that are possible. So our goal is to make a solver-independent pre-solve routines and to make it competitive to the proprietary softwares. So the ideas seem simple from what I've told you, but the underlying issues are handling the data. So we need good data structures for sparse matrices, and that is stumbling block. So we had a comparison-based study where we compared the normal compressed column storage, a dictionary way of storing the sparse matrix, and our own custom suggestion was a pre-solved graph, which is sort of like an adjacency list but a spin-off. and we chose hash-based. So we did some lot of deliberate, very light benchmarking, and so for now we're sticking with hash-based, and in the future we'll experiment with other data structures. So I only talked about linear programming, but I'll actually also be doing for semi-definite programming, and that's a little more complicated, so I'll skip it. And yeah, in conclusion, I'd really like to thank Julia for the opportunity and my mentor, and I'll take any questions now.
We have time